You started on America's Got Talent in season 9, correct? As a supervising art director?
I started it's actually kind of a funny story.
Okay, tell it, please.
Not really funny, but
Funny in retrospect, but
funny
not at
in
the time.
retrospect,
Okay.
yes. I started as an art director, and then 2 weeks in, the supervising art director quit. They hired another supervising art director, and then 2 weeks later fired him, and then I became the supervising art director. And then kind of the rest is history. I've been the supervising art director for 3 years, and then for 2 years as a production designer, and I co-production design with Florian Wieder.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So when did the Champion spinoff come about, and they obviously just came to you to handle that as well?
Yeah, so Champions is a lot of the same team from the regular America's Got Talent team. Basically, just to give a little bit of background on it, the Got Talent franchise is worldwide. So America's Got Talent was the first, but is a very small portion of all the Got Talent shows around the world. So the Champions takes the winners from various different countries, kind of the best of the best, the fan favorites, a lot from past seasons of AGT, and brings them in to find sort of the ultimate winner. So it was kind of a natural progression of the show and kind of the first global brand spinoff.
Did you approach Champions any differently than you would a regular season, because this is supposed to be the cream of the crop?
We did actually. So for Champions, we really had to kind of step up the game. So instead of in the regular season of AGT, there's an escalation from when the contestants first audition. They kind of are on their own. Basically, they kind of bring their own props to a degree. They don't have major sets, and then sort of by live shows, they have a full sets, backup dancers, all the production value. And for Champions, we basically took what we usually do in live shows and did that for every episode.
Yeah, and it was like 10 acts,
Yes.
like episode.
Indeed.
So what was your average week like? Like you get every week these 10 acts you have to design for. So what was that like? How many meetings did you have? How many sketches did you have?
Well, it's, even for live shows, which is a challenge on its own for regular AGT, we at least have a week between shows, but we were shooting 2 to 3 episodes a week for the Champions with the same expectations and the same scope of sets. So it was nonstop. We had to scale up significantly. We pop up our own shop to do all the fabrication, because if we were to shop it out to other scene shops, they wouldn't be able to react in the time that we need for changes.
So how many things, like how often, I guess, do you repurpose things for the sets?
It's always the goal, but really never. Yeah, we try to get creative to double use things, but most of the time the variety of the acts is so different that everything needs to be custom built and unique, especially for the Champions, where the performers are coming in as established acts. And there's a crazy variety, right? So there's singers, dancers, acrobats, danger acts. They all need
swallowers.
They all need very specific things. So it's not just about designing them aesthetically. It's also about working with the act to see what works for them and making it safe, making it able to get on and off stage quickly.
So how often do the acts like have something specific in mind and request you do something and you can't do it?
Well, I would say more often than that, probably we try to accommodate as much as we can, and it's kind of an interesting design challenge, because really we're sort of living in this world where anything is possible. We're not sort of bound by anything besides the laws of physics and budget and schedule. So
Just those minor details.
right. So it's kind of a fun playground. So it's like, we don't have to be set in a specific time period like a lot of design. We can sort of be inspired by other things like different artists and fellow designers and other sources of inspiration that we can take advantage of.
Mm. What's the craziest request one of the acts has asked of you?
Oh man, it's always fun when acts say, "Oh, I have this water tank that we want to bring on stage, and it only leaks a little bit." So
It's their own personal water tank.
Yeah. So we have to sort of balance that. Sometimes they bring their own props, and we have to modify them. Sometimes we do them top to bottom, but the magicians are the fun ones.
Your submission is the premiere, and there's a lot of different variety of set pieces there. I love the Hero the Dog one with the bank vault. So was that a case of like, this is our routine, like we're robbing a bank, and then you just designed the bank vault?
So we work with a creative director as well, who sort of works with the talent, helps come up with the overall theme or the direction for the performance. So a lot of people come to the show, a lot of contestants with sort of like, these are sort of the tricks that I can do, but we work together to flesh that out and string it into a bit of a narrative for each act.
Mm-hmm. So what's your favorite from the champion season that you did?
It has to be Sarah and Hero.
Yeah, I mean, you can't beat a dog, so.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of dogs.
Yeah.
So.
They should have advanced. That was very cruel. America did not get that right.
I agree.
So, like, what, in your mind, like, how do you balance coming up with a set piece that complements the act without taking too much attention from what they're doing on stage?
That's always the challenge. So really what our job is to, rather than sort of think of it as you're creating a set for them, you're just creating an environment that you can show off the contestants the best, because you're really trying to set them up for success. So, and a lot of it is also helping to create this brand for the talent that they'll take with them after the show as well. So it is a fine line, but it also helps having amazing team members like Noah Metz, our lighting designer, and Russ Norman, our director. It's really a collaborative effort to sort of aim for, and not distracting from the talent.
Mm-hmm. So you're currently doing season 14 that's airing right now. Are you going to come back for season 2 of Champions?
Yes, they have recently announced season 2 of Champions, which we're very excited about. So that's the plan.
Do you have any ideas yet for the main stage at least? Like, because you always have the main backdrop without any acts on there.
Yeah, always. It's fun because even when we're on hiatus, our team sort of emails back and forth like, could we ever do this? Like, isn't this cool? Like, let's figure out how to do these things that nobody's done on stage before like this. So because we shoot AGT Champions as if it's live, so to keep the audience engaged. So we have a matter of minutes to get the sets on and off, which is a whole other fun part of what we do.
But how many mishaps have there been with
Very few, but occasionally.
Occasionally, there's one or two.